What's up, everybody? Welcome to a Monday morning edition of The Squeeze. I am Tyler Conium. NFL Championship weekend is over, and not without controversy, certainly. The Philadelphia Eagles are going to the Super Bowl, as well as the Kansas City Chiefs. Interesting first game, Philadelphia and San Francisco. Brock Purdy goes down. Josh Johnson has to come in. It was one of the worst quarterback performances I've ever seen, so that was unfortunate for the 49ers. And then you had, obviously, the late flag towards the end of the game of the Chiefs and Bengals game. A lot of people are really upset about that, and I mean, it was a penalty. Mahomes was 2 or 3 steps out of bounds already. It was a late hit. You have to call that. There's, people are saying, well, there was this call that wasn't called or that call that wasn't called. But if you're a player, you can't worry about what has or hasn't been called previously. You have to play smart. They did not do that. Unfortunately, I feel bad for the Bengals, but it is what it is, and we have the Kansas City Chiefs. It also helped that we bet on the Chiefs, but I just want to see a good football game. The second game was very good, but we've got Eagles and the Chiefs in the Super Bowl 2 weeks from now. I'm excited about the Pro Bowl, see about this flag football. There's controversy about that. Controversy about everything. Nobody can like anything. But I'm excited for the flag football Pro Bowl. I think it will actually give players the opportunity to play a little bit, go after each other. We obviously, when it's tackle, it's very, very light. It's more of an exhibition. I think this will give players a bit more of an opportunity to see what they can do. So, very good weekend of sports between the Royal Rumble, between the NFC and AFC Championship games. Lots of great sports. Wrexham had a hell of a soccer game against Sheffield, going to a 3-3 draw that they probably should have won, but it was a great weekend, and now we just sit back and enjoy the fruits of our labor because we had, like I said, a 3-0 day yesterday, up 3.83 units. We hit the Christian McCaffrey juiced plus 200 for the touchdown. He got that. We had the Kansas City Chiefs on the money line. They won, and the Boston Bruins and the Carolina Hurricanes went under as well. So 3-0 day, up 3.83 units. We had a great week. We finished 10-5, up 5.51 units. So no complaints there. For those people who are listening, I just want to quickly mention as well, if you don't want to listen to necessarily the whole 7 to 10 minute video, you don't have time right away at the moment. If you do follow me on TikTok, and Instagram, I do post just the pick portion at the end where I run back down the card. If you're interested in just strictly getting what I'm betting, what the odds are, you can follow me on TikTok at Tyler Conium or on Instagram at SqueezeBets. Those will be linked in the description. Follow me there if you just want the quick portion, and then the video obviously breaks everything down. So I will stop rambling here. It's a very light card today. I only have 2 bets instead of 3. I always try to make it 3, but I spent so much time poring over the cards today. What can I do? Can I do a teaser? Can I do a parlay? I just didn't find anything that I'm not going to bet just to bet, especially coming off a really good week. I want to be a little bit more confident in what we're betting. So just 2 bets today, one in the NHL, one in the NBA. Probably will add something a little bit later on, just waiting to see on injury status of Luka Doncic. That could be a concern, and sort of going from there, and maybe we can play around with some teasers or some stuff that I'm intrigued by, but I don't want to make them official. So we're going to start in the NBA with the Toronto Raptors, who are at the Phoenix Suns. Toronto comes into this game 8-16 on the road. Phoenix is 18-8 at home. I've bet against the Raptors last time when they played Portland, and they burned me. I'm going to bet against them now and take the Phoenix Suns -1.5 for -120 at score bet. The full line on this game is currently, it's 1.5. It actually moved a little bit. I think it was 2.5 yesterday. But I just want 1.5, so essentially a bucket. If they win by 1, touche. But even though the Phoenix Suns will be without Devin Booker, I think DeAndre Ayton is going to give the Toronto Raptors a lot of problems. Raptors don't really have anybody down low. Precious Achiuwa, sure, but I think Chris Paul and DeAndre Ayton are really going to give the Toronto Raptors problems. Delano Banton will not play today. OG Anunoby will not play today. He's got a wrist injury. So when you look at that, I think Phoenix, especially at home, is the better team. We're heading towards the All-Star break. We're heading towards the trade deadline. It's going to be interesting to see what happens there. Phoenix is 4-0 ATS in their last 4 after allowing 100 or more points in their previous game. Suns are 5-1 ATS in their last 6 games overall, which is great. And then when you look at their matchups, Raptors are 2-7 ATS in their last 9 meetings and only 5-14. Sorry, that's 2-7 in their last 9 in Phoenix. 5-14 ATS in their last 19 meetings overall. I like the Phoenix Suns to get it done here. I think the Raptors, even though they have won 3 of their last 4 games, they beat Portland, they lost to Golden State, beat Sacramento, beat New York. Who are the Toronto Raptors? We don't really know. They're very up and down. I think that Phoenix is going to be a little bit more consistent. They've won 5 of their last 6 games, coming off a 128-118 win against San Antonio. Again, I think DeAndre Ayton and Chris Paul give the Raptors matchup problems. I like the Phoenix Suns, -1.5. It's -120 at ScoreBet, paying the juice there. And our other bet is the only game in the National Hockey League tonight. It's the St. Louis Blues at the Winnipeg Jets. This line is set to 6. It's sort of a tale of two teams. St. Louis is 30-15 to the over. Winnipeg is 34-14 to the under. Hellebuck is expected to start tonight for the Winnipeg Jets, but I'm still going to take over 6. It's -110 at DraftKings. It's -110 on either side if you want to go over or under. I like 6 because I do like the push potential. St. Louis has been an over machine on the road. So over is 4-1-2 in their last 7 after scoring 2 or less goals in their previous game. When you look at Winnipeg, they've just been under like crazy, which we all know. But when you look at St. Louis playing on the road, we've got 6, 5, 8, 8, 7, 6, 6, 7. So when they play on the road, that's what happens. So again, it's a bit of a weird number. I don't necessarily think that they're going to score a ton on Hellebuck, but I think Winnipeg is going to be able to score a lot on St. Louis. Winnipeg's been struggling a little bit. In their last few games, they've scored 0, 2, 1. Then before that, 5 and 5, and then 1, 1. So they're a team that's usually going to score between 3 and 4 goals. I think that's going to happen tonight. I think Winnipeg gets back on track. They're 17-8 at home, 31-19 overall. I think the Winnipeg Jets are a better team. This is a coin flip. Again, I like 6. Hopefully we win this bet, but if it does land on 6, then we push that as well. But I do like for the St. Louis Blues to continue that trend of being an over team on the road. Even though the Jets are an under team, I think they can score 4 goals on their own, maybe even 5, and then we just need St. Louis to get 1 or 2. Again, there's not a lot to like today. You've got so many lopsided games like the Nets and the Lakers. You've got the Sixers and the Magic. So I might add something a little bit later on, but those are the only 2 bets we're going to make official today on this slow night. So let's run back down that card. I like the Phoenix Suns -1.5 for -120 at ScoreBet, and I like the St. Louis Blues and the Winnipeg Jets to go under 6. Got that for -110 at DraftKings. Feel free to drop a comment if you're fading or following. As always, you can follow me on Twitter at Tyler Conium for more picks and props throughout the day. TikTok at Tyler Conium as well, and Instagram at SqueezeBets for just the picks at the end of the video. Audio only versions available on Spotify and on Apple Podcasts. And no video tomorrow. We take Tuesdays off. So let's start this week off right after a really great week last week. Let's talk sports.